Moss Media.
Welcome to Anything But Cliché, a place for real talk about age gaps, culture clashes, and all the things people whisper about but rarely discuss out loud.
Yeah, we're kind of defining a relationship on our own terms.
I would say unconventional relationship.
In every sense of the term. So many dynamics that come into our relationship. Our races, our age. You're like basically on Social Security.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, I love you.
Here are your hosts, Clifton and Shay.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Anything But Cliché. I am Clifton.
I am Shay.
And together we are Cliché. All right, so today we're going to dive right into adult friendships. I know it's kind of an odd topic, but you know, I found that it's really difficult to make friends as you get older, and you know, especially for someone like me who works remote, I don't have like a lot of, you know, connections with people. But you know, we have an amazing guest here today. Shay, who do we have with us?
One of my favorite people, Katy. I've actually met her through this journey of finding adult friendships and fostering them. Mm-hmm. So we have Katy, who also is from kind of New York. Not really from New York, but her parents are from New York. And it's crazy that her dad's family, right, is from Ithaca.
Yeah, upstate New York, from like Utica. And that's just so random because that's where you're from.
I know. It's West. We call it West Bumblefuck. Because where the fuck are you?
Surprisingly, a lot of my friends are from New York that I've met here.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you end up meeting? Like, how do you meet friends that happen to be from New York?
Well, me and Shay met on Bumble BFF. She's my one ride or die that I met on there.
I know. I feel so lucky though.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm like, it's like a dating app. Like you kind of find like maybe your husband, your boyfriend, or like someone you're fucking around with for a little bit, but you're like, oh no, I found a friend on Bumble BFF and they should give us a sponsorship.
So how does that work though? I mean, I don't think guys use Bumble BFF. At least I wouldn't imagine so. So like, you know, when there's a guy and a girl interacting online on a dating app, it's one thing, but like, what's the dynamic when it's two females like talking about friendship?
Gosh, it was a long time ago, but I think it's, you put like what your interests are. I was probably commenting on, you're so pretty, girl. Like we should go have a drink sometime.
We should be friends. You're pretty. I'm pretty. Let's be friends.
Let's be pretty friends. Okay.
But I think that what I did, at least, because I never used Bumble before, was that I was messaging another girl as well. And I was like, we should all three do something.
That's what happened. That's the first time hanging out. It was me, Katy, and another girl. She had met off Bumble BFF. Mm-hmm. And I've hung out with her separately besides Katy, too. Like when we had first met up. Okay. And then, no, but I feel like we've just had a friendship that's just been, I feel like that's like that movie, like, what is that, Everlasting? When you go to that like fountain and you like drink it and you've never, Everlasting?
I have no idea.
I'm added to my list.
Yeah.
There's a good movie. Don't quote me now. I'll let you guys know later. Okay. But Tuck Everlasting. You never saw that movie, Tuck Everlasting?
No.
Oh, it's this movie. We drink out of this fountain, you live forever. But basically, anyway. But she was one of the people I met off of there. And we've had, I feel like it was kind of like meeting a guy. You're like, oh, we connect. We have so much in common.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you guys connected over?
I think we're both from big families. Mm-hmm. We both have a lot of sisters. Mm-hmm.
We're both foodies.
Yeah, we're both like pretty like open-minded and not judgmental.
One thing I have to say Katy opened me up to was like hot yoga. I'll never forget that day you were like, do you want to do hot yoga with me? And I'm like, okay, I'll do it with you. I went to that first of all, it was a sculpt class.
Okay.
So we went to, do you not remember that day? It was like in Hillcrest.
Yeah.
I literally almost fucking died. And I'm looking at her like,
I remember because you had your braids in and you were showing.
On top of my head. And I could not find balance. Imagine having like hundreds of braids in your head. You're going to a yoga class. It's about balance and being calm. And you're like, I'm going to go to this. Different expectation. But I will say you fostered the beast in me that I didn't know I had because I love hot yoga. I love hot yoga.
I know, we need to go now that you can.
I can work out again.
Yeah. Why couldn't you before?
Because I had my titties done.
Oh.
My bitties.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys have talked about like gaining friendships. I got some stats for you that are kind of interesting. 44% of females have lost a friend over a betrayal. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has that happened to you guys?
Sounds about accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. One thing I've realized being older in my friendships is I wish people would be as accepting as I am of them for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, especially when the whole voting thing and everything happened.
The voting thing?
I mean, the electoral, what is it called? The presidential race?
Presidential election?
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm trying to downplay it because it shouldn't be as serious.
Politics.
As it is, right?
Okay.
Politics, basically.
Okay. So politics came between you and a friend?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's not a betrayal necessarily. That's just people not saying
They probably felt like I betrayed them. I don't think I was betrayed.
But like, you're not even political. You don't even vote. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know, I feel like you have that understanding of me and you appreciate that of me. Other people are like, you don't vote. And they just bring up a laundry list of reasons why and should do what they think I should do or vote who I should think I should vote for.
Well, they basically just want you to vote the same way that they vote because they feel like they need more support for their agenda.
I won't say that because one thing I loved about you, like when the election was happening, you were like, you used to tell me, you're like, we're gonna be out and you're like, I'm gonna ask them who they're voting for. Like, don't get upset. You're like, I just want to hear. Yeah, you're like, I just want to hear the conversation. I just want a conversation to be going. Like, it's not like I'm saying I'm voting left or right. Yeah, and that's kind of where I came from. That's why I love you so much because it's like, it's a curiosity. Like, you just want to know where other people are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That's genuinely where I come from. But I feel like when people are like, you need to put a stance or a stick in the ground, I'm like, I don't have a stick in the ground to put because I honestly feel like I can point out, you know, wrongs on both sides.
Right. Neither party represents your beliefs.
Yeah.
I think most people feel that way. Yeah. All right. This one I found pretty crazy. Only 30% of men feel they can be open and vulnerable with their male friends. Like guys, we all just feel like we have, we just have to like have this wall up, which kind of sucks, you know. I feel like with most of my friends, I feel like I can be vulnerable, but I don't know.
I guess like Clifton, since you're a little bit older, just a little bit.
Just a tiny.
Yeah. When do you feel like you've met your like close friends now, you know?
Well, I still have my best friend since junior high.
Is that Dan?
Dan
Shout
the man.
outs to Dan.
Yeah. Dan the man. He's been a guest on the show. So I've known him for over 35 years, which is pretty wild. Then I have a group of friends that I made when I lived in Indianapolis, and that was in the early 2000s. So like I've known them for like 20 years. And then my group of friends here in San Diego, I moved here in 2008, and I met all of them by maybe like 2010. And so those guys have all, with the exception of like one close friend who moved out of the area, everyone else is pretty much still here. And actually 2 friends have now moved out of the area. But, you know, I haven't made a new friend in probably, 20 years.
I'm a new friend.
You are a new friend. Yeah. But, you know, that's actually one of the reasons that I started playing pickleball recently. It was because I was like, I need to start doing things that are social, that are active, that are fun, that make Shay roll her eyes.
Those people are like in retirement.
Not all of them.
Majority of them. I'm like, how do you have
That's fair.
time to play pickleball all this time?
So, yeah, I guess like how do you meet people that play pickleball?
Oh, I just go to open play.
He's a very social person.
Yeah.
So he will literally talk to a stranger.
And one of the, but part of the etiquette of pickleball is actually kind of cool because you, when you arrive on the court, you introduce yourself to, and when you're playing open play, because you don't know, the other people, you come to the middle of the court and everybody kind of like taps paddles and introduces themselves, and then you start. So it's kind of cool. And because I play at the same places pretty regularly, I get to know people. Like I probably know, I don't know, 20 people's names because I see them, once or twice a week. And, I don't want to be friends with most of them, but.
Be nice.
Well, I'm just being honest.
Jerry playing at 2 to 5 on Thursday is nice.
Who is? Jerry?
No, I'm just making up
you're making. I was like, I don't know who's Jerry. Fuck Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
Yeah, fuck that dude. FTD. Yeah, because I honestly, I sort of prescribe to what Drake said in DJ Khaled's song.
What he say?
No new friends.
Oh.
No new friends. No.
That's right. So yeah, like it is hard to make friends as a especially as a guy who has a remote job, who's like middle-aged and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, if I were actively trying to make friends, yeah, it would probably be a little hard, but pickleball is a good option.
I feel like I have a similar experience kind of because I moved to San Diego during the pandemic. I work from home. So I honestly don't know who told me to download Bumble BFF, but I did because I'm like, if I'm using it for dating, I might as well use it to make friends. You guys aren't going to last. Maybe my friends will. But there's been a few. Like, to be honest, Katy, you're my success story. I'm like, I met Katy at Bumble BFF, and like, it's been even, again, you invited another girl with us. So it was 3 of us at the time. And like, I had hung out with that other girl that Katy invited with us separately. But Katy and I have just always like circled back to each other.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like so blessed and so lucky that I have you as a friend and that we met, because I'm like, damn, like if they did one thing right, or if these dating apps did one thing right, it's like introducing us to each other.
True. I know. Because I never had to meet anyone else. For me, it's like quality over quantity,
Oh, 100%.
So like, I don't need to have all these like a bunch of friends that I have like surface level connections with.
Yeah. Well, there's drinking buddies and then there's friends, right? And there's a clear distinction between the two groups. Like currently I don't really have any drinking buddies, but I have had that, previously, like with different jobs or, with school or whatever, like people that you don't, really share any like personal sort of, intimate details, but they're there just to like go watch, a sporting event or have a drink or, invite to a barbecue, like that kind of thing. But then like your true friends, like, I mean, those are the people that like show up for you, right?
Yeah.
People that you can really depend on.
Exactly. Like for me, I downloaded Bumble BFF because I was in a relationship for like 6 years. And during those 6 years, I really did not try to make girlfriends at all. Like,
did you lose friends during that time?
I mean, yeah, because I spent so much time with my ex-boyfriend. Like we were each other's best friends. And when we broke up, I was just like, wow, I have like no female friends. Like no friends at all.
Was there like a point, like when you started dating that guy in the beginning, were there friends who just sort of like fell to the wayside?
Yeah.
And were there like issues there? Like did people like say, hey, you're like a flake now, you only spend time with your man? Like, was there any sort of like conversation about that? Or were you like aware of it in the back of your mind, but you didn't care? Or how did that all like transpire?
Well, I think like we were dating, and then a lot of my friends from SDSU kind of went back home to LA, and a few stayed here, but like they also had boyfriends. So it's not like, I don't know. I think no one really would say like, oh, like you're not hanging out, you're bailing. Cause I didn't really have like, so many friends, like, that were like, they were all doing their own thing anyways. But then I just realized like, wow, when we broke up, like I don't have anyone besides my family. And like, you need more than just your family. Like friends are so important.
Period.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like for like young people, like, your friend at a certain point.
Yeah, we are young. You're old.
Well, I was talking about like 12-year-olds, like adolescents, right? So when you go from...
We're still 12.
Yeah. When, once you hit like 10 or 12, like your parents' influence on you is like almost zero, right? You're basically baked. And then your friends pick up like where you pick up the baton from your parents. And then like they're your biggest sort of influence on how your personality and your life sort of develops like from, 12 to like 18. So it's actually kind of, friends are super, super vital in our lives. Mm-hmm. On that note, this is kind of sad. 15% of adult men have zero close friends.
I believe that.
Like men can get so isolated, right?
Because men always try to fuck their friends.
Ooh, that's actually a good point. I have something here on that.
Like, 20%. Can we be friends?
20% of friends harbor a secret attraction for their friend. Yeah. Is that what's going on here?
20% of friends? Oh, not guys. Of
just in general.
Just friends, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, yeah, it does. The statistic doesn't stipulate if it's male, female, female. Like,
do we love each other?
Are you jealous?
Maybe a little bit.
Katie, I love you. Let's go.
You should be jealous.
No, but I do believe that. But I also believe it more on a male scale, maybe, because women I surround myself with and have in my life that I call friends, whether they are my sisters or Katy, or, like, we're very honest with each other. Mm-hmm. So now I don't think my friends want to fuck me. But I do think when it comes to men, like, it's completely different because they might feel like there's some wall up, or like maybe I can be her friend and like get in this way, like
I agree.
Little things like that. But I feel like if it's a genuine, true friendship, I have had friends with like heterosexual males that it's just completely like platonic. Mm-hmm. Like,
you don't think that if the opportunity presented itself, they would want to get in there?
I mean, look at me. I'd want to get in there. Right. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like, I do believe, like, that comes to the, what is it, the stigmatism? It's not stigmatism. Is it a stigmatism?
Guys and girls? Is in your eyeball.
Oh, yeah. I don't have I do have a stigmatism.
A stigma can be attached to a concept.
I do have a stigmatism, but I'm talking about... Like, like when mine and guys can't be friends, where I'm like, they can totally be friends. Because for me...
But here, let me give you some context. From a male's perspective, I don't want, like...
With a dick.
I don't want ugly friends, right? Like...
That's not looking from a male perspective.
Hold on.
What is this fun? This is good. Continue.
This is male perspective. I mean, I don't, like, even with my guy friends, I don't want, like, hang out with a bunch of scrubs. Like,
you have a little...
Why? You don't need to pull anymore. You already pulled.
Period.
No, but I'm just saying, like...
Period.
I mean, like, as a good-looking guy, I want to hang out with other good-looking guys, right?
Yeah.
So
that's a good point,
we need to go through your roster.
Excuse me? You think any of my friends are very handsome?
No, they are.
Be careful what you say.
I'm kidding. I just...
I'm going to stand up for those motherfuckers.
Defensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to stand up? Please say with your chest out.
I'm going to step outside. No, but the same goes for women, though. I don't want to be friends with ugly chicks either.
Put them up.
I don't want to be friends with ugly chicks either, And but then, so that's a double-edged sword, though, because then if I think that they're attractive, then there's a little bit of a, maybe not a sexual tension.
Oh, we can go out and cheat.
Who's cheating?
I'm just saying.
Oh.
If you have like handsome guys, why do your friends need to be up to a certain bar to make you feel good?
Because I think, well, that's a good point. That's fair. Like, you're calling me out for...
Period.
For like, maybe an insecurity that I have, right? But yeah, whatever it is, that's just how I feel. Like,
I like to have pretty people around me too.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
Okay.
I wouldn't hang out with someone.
Why are you hanging out with Katy? I'm kidding.
I'm like, why am I hanging out with you?
I'm like outside.
Right?
How about that?
All right.
Why are we hanging out with you?
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to like, if that whole, platonic male-female friendship can exist, I think to a certain extent, I always apply my own tenet set to, the general public. So I think most people want to be friends with attractive people, right? So then if you're friends with somebody that you think is attractive, then there's going to be a little bit of a, you know, a little dynamic there, right? But I think there are way more guys that harbor an attraction to a platonic friend, like female friend, than the other way around. I think a lot of girls like to keep guys like kind of hanging on the leash or whatever, you know, just to have like, you know, I think a lot of women know that a guy might be into them like a little bit more than friendship, and they give him a little, throw a few crumbs, and the guy sticks around, right, hoping he might get a chance at something, you know. But yeah, that's I don't know.
I don't have a lot of guy friends. I'm more of like, I have a lot of girl friends. Because they've all
tried to sleep with you, or why?
Kind of. I mean, just like they always try for something more, you know, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm looking for. If it's not on your mind, it's on. Yeah, it's on theirs.
That's the point I think I was trying to make. But also, do you think that would be the case if you were unattractive? Like, do you think if you were ugly, it would be easier to have platonic friendships?
Who can imagine if they were ugly?
I don't know. It's just a conversation topic. I'm just asking
so let's
a question.
Imagine if you were Clifton.
Yeah, if you were.
Dang, that'd be an interesting study. How do ugly people have more ugly girls have more guy friends than pretty girls? Where are the stats?
They probably have more loyal people.
Yeah, true.
I'd be like, you know what, Benjamin? Let's go.
Who the fuck is Benjamin?
Buttons?
Benjamin.
No.
Apparently Brad Pitt.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good stuff. All right, let's see what else we've got here. 70% of relationship dynamics on reality TV are faked.
We were just talking about that. I'll let you take this.
Oh, yes. Because we're Bravo girls. That's one thing that we bond over.
Girlies.
Yes, to the core.
So do you think, let me ask you this, ladies, as Bravo girlies, do you feel that the relationship dynamics that are showcased on these reality shows, do you think that those, that like young women get their social cues from shows like that?
How now?
You don't think that it's, you know, that those shows tend to, you know, espouse a way that friendships are supposed to be? You know, like, you don't think that women will watch these shows and then think, oh, you know what, like, this is acceptable behavior. This is how I should treat my friends. If they're doing something I don't like, I should yell at them until they acquiesce and do what I want them to do.
No, I mean, they're just, especially like Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's just a little, you know, it's fake and rehearsed. So it's not like, that's not how I'm going to act. Okay. Plus they're like middle-aged women. So
yeah.
Not even that. Like, and I love that we have these conversations because I'm like, I would never talk to her that way. I'm pretty sure 100% she would never talk to me that way. And if we did talk to each other that way, I'm pretty sure we probably wouldn't get a response from the other party. Like, that dynamic is just so, I get it for entertainment to an extent, but it's just like, and one thing I do love about talking to this about you, especially about like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, for instance, we talked about, because they were trying to make it like, not like a race thing, but like kind of like a race thing. And I'm like, Katy is like totally on Garcelle's side. And I'm like, no, I do not think she should have done what she did. Like, I am 100%
well, what did she do?
That. She walked out and she didn't take a cast photo. I need you to be more engaged.
What? Why didn't? Okay. Why did she not take a photo? Because she was upset?
She was upset about what? I don't know. But I did get in the rabbit hole you told me to get into.
Good.
Oh, and I was just like, oh, I'm seeing all these different points of view. One thing, like the way I was raised, which I love my parents for, is to call someone a racist, or to put that term out, is a very big like word. So you better be 100% sure before you say anyone is X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what they were trying to portray her as. Like, or Dorit as, or, you know, whatever.
So the woman who dipped out before the photo, what was her nationality or race?
Haitian.
She's Haitian. And so you feel like there was or there wasn't a racist element to it?
I don't feel like there was, but a lot of people do feel like there was. Okay. I personally don't, but I don't, again, to each their own.
Okay.
I'm not saying like I don't want to ever negate someone's experience. Like, I don't know what it's like literally filming I hope I know what it's like filming Housewives.
Oh,
I will literally cry.
Please no.
But
the podcast as well.
The Real Housewives of San Diego. Sorry.
Seriously,
Shay
though.
and
Can we
why would I would not be on that show? Are
I mean, you
kidding
wouldn't
me?
be on it, but you'd be like,
featured?
oh, they would kick me out because they're like, oh, he doesn't want to be on it. I'm like, bitch, he's the reason why I'm on it. Okay. Beggars cannot be choosers. But no, I don't feel like everything needs to be a race. I don't think it was racial. Yeah. I honestly think the women didn't like her. Shit was going to get heavy next season. And she was just like, I don't need to do this. And guess what? If I was Garcelle and I need to do it, I wouldn't do it. Because like, why do I need to do it? Let me get a Lifetime movie about someone's husband murdering their wife. I'm like set for life. Lifetime never misses with those movies.
Oh,
so it's like, I get why she did leave. I just wish she kind of like those girls to themselves instead of being like, we're all like up in questions of why she left and it's come to like a race thing or people weren't sticking up for her. And I'm like, it's Housewives. No one's supposed to stick up for you. Like, stick up for yourself. Like, stand on your own truth.
Yeah. No, yeah, I like that we can just talk about it together. Like, I don't have anyone else I can go down this Reddit rabbit hole with.
Talk shit about Dorit.
Is that like is that your tightest like bond or whatever is over reality TV?
No, because we were friends before. Like, we had a good friendship before that. And I'm like, oh my God, you love Bravo?
Yeah.
Now you're stuck with me for life.
What are some of the things you guys connected on?
I would say definitely food.
Yeah.
Working out. Like, you were the first, you introduced me to hot yoga.
Oh, yeah. You touched on that. That's awesome. Okay.
Which good. I think is healthy because I feel like a lot of times, like, it's difficult to make friends, especially because I work from home, like, whatever, I get online. But, like, and Katy Katy has seen me through some of my darkest ages.
Same here. And I think that's why our friendship is so different because we have been through so much. And I'm just like, wow. It's not like we've done so many like amazing fun things together, like trips or anything like yet. But like, I do feel like we've been like with each other through like the hardest times. So that's what really matters.
Fucking days. And I'm like, don't judge me. She's like, I don't judge you. I'm like, I love you.
In the last 2 minutes we have here together, is there anything you want to get into on that? You know, you were here to support each other through, or you guys just want to leave that to our curiosity?
You go.
There's been so much. I can't think of one thing in particular.
Okay. I think one thing it's taught me is that like having, like, I've always been the girl. I thought like before, especially like moving here from New York, like I needed to have all these people around me and all this support. But I think like one thing you've genuinely taught me is like you just need like one good friend, like just one good person in your corner. And it's like, I'm not gonna cry.
No, I'll cry.
But seriously. I appreciate that from you because there's been times you have seen me through and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I could text Katy and be like, I'm so sorry. And you're like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, it's just so nice and refreshing to have a friend that's just like, bitch, I've been through it. I might not have been through it, but I'm going to go through it. You're fine. Like, there's no judgment here. We're all friends. It's going to be okay. And I really appreciate that from you and about you.
I love you.
I love you too.
You guys are amazing. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great way to wrap up the show with a love fest. Shay, do you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Anything But Cliche. You can follow us on Instagram or listen to us on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere where you listen to your podcast.
It's been a pleasure to have you as a listener. Thank you to Olas Media for producing.
And our amazing guest, Katy.
Thank you, Katy. This has been wonderful.
Hot take alert. It's time for Unpopular Opinions, the part of the show where we say the quiet part loud and probably lose a few followers. Let's go.
My unpopular opinion is that bed rotting is completely healthy, beneficial, and should be socially acceptable. Hear me out. If you're a person like me, I feel like I'm always on 100 all the time. But I also like need to like socially what is it? Wait.
Decompress?
Or like replenish.
Ah, okay.
Right? I need to like rejuvenate. I need energy. So your bed is the charger and you are the iPhone.
You know they have a surgery for that now.
Do they? I need it.
Vaginal rejuvenation? Is that what you're reading?
No. Like I said,
okay.
Your bed is the charger and you are the iPhone. You wake up on 100. If you use your iPhone the way I do, by noon, you're at 50%. Taking a nap or bed rotting is completely acceptable. I think that you can be more productive if sometimes you just completely shut down for a few hours, take time to replenish, process information that you've been given, and just relax and not feel any pressure. It makes you better than if you are at 100 all the time. Because sometimes your 100 isn't necessarily your best 100, which is definitely not the next person's best 100. And then we're all kind of like, what is going on?
So may I ask a question? You talked about taking a nap or just being in bed. So are you distinguishing between bed rotting, which to me means being on your phone, right? Typically, right? You're doom scrolling in bed. That's to me what bed rotting is. And then napping, man, that's getting rest. That's good for you. So are you distinguishing between the two, or are you just saying shutting down at some point during the day is important?
I think bed rotting is the category and taking a nap is a subcategory.
Okay.
But bed rotting does not discriminate you from being on your phone. Sometimes I bed rot and I just need a complete detachment. I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want the TV going. I don't want music going. I don't want to hear my cat meowing. I just want to lay in my bed in complete silence and process whatever I need to process or think about whatever I need to think about and not feel like when I get up, I should be judged because, oh my God, you just spent. Because a nap, you might be, I only nap a maximum for an hour and a half. If I nap more for an hour and a half, I'm like, okay, something's going on here. You're probably sick.
Mm-hmm.
I could bed rot for like a whole weekend.
Oh, I've seen
and not move.
Oh, yeah.
And not move. So I think it's a different thing, but I feel like it is frowned upon. But you know what? I think people should be more of an advocate for themselves, for needing to be by themselves and not feeling bad about it, needing to replenish and not feeling bad about it, or needing to recharge their social battery and not feeling bad about it, especially if you're a person that gives so much energy. If you're on 100 by the time you wake up, there's no way you're still at the same 100 at noon.
That's fair. I agree.
So take that nap, lay in bed, watch Bravo, and don't feel bad about it.
You heard it here first.
Thanks for tuning in to Anything But Cliche. Hit follow, smash that subscribe button, and maybe even send this to someone who really needs to hear it. For the spicy stuff we don't say on air, follow the show on Instagram at @anythingbutcliche. And for the full episodes, blog, and more, visit olismedia.com. Anything But Cliche is recorded in studios in San Diego, California, and proudly produced by Oles Media, an IBC media company.
Oles Media.